Hey, everybody, listen. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope all is going well and everybody's doing well and y'all feeling good out there. It's nice to see y'all. Listen, as you come in the building, don't forget, hit the like button. That's right, hit the like button, okay? Because we're going to get into it because it is Thursday night and we got trending topics, okay? And the title of the trending topics tonight is called Bad Decisions. So passengers, get your ticket. Get ready to get on this train. Buckle your seatbelts. I'm not going to be responsible if the train crashes, derails, or whatever. It's at your own risk, okay? And when we park this train at the last stop, don't leave nothing behind. Take your feelings, your luggage, all of that, all right? Let's get this train ride started. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Matter of fact, let me check these tickets real quick. I'm going to check these tickets real quick. Because y'all like to play me out. Okay, I got 44 tickets and there's 77 people in the building. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Listen, tonight's trending topic, bad decisions. That's right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Bad decisions. Diddy, I think when he came out the womb, he made some bad decisions. When he was in the nursery with the other kids, he probably stole their pacifier. He just made bad decisions his whole life. Bad decisions. Instead of him operating in the dark where he likes sexually, he should have just been out in the open with it. He probably wouldn't be in so much trouble now. But he was undercover, in the dark, hiding it with all these subliminal messages. Wear the white nail polish if you down. Somebody come to the club with the hat on, say bad boys, and they got the bad boys chain on, they come to the club, you know what time it is. You work for me, expect me to walk around with no clothes on. Bad decisions. Just bad decisions. You want to take advantage of somebody allegedly, you just put stuff in the drinks. Everybody think they just having wine, they partying. Next thing you know, they're like, ooh, I need to lay down. Something don't feel right. Bad decisions. So one of his lawsuits, because he got so many, I mean, it's just one after the other. It's just a whole list. He got a long laundry list of lawsuits. Then he got people coming out the woodworks. Now they want to talk about it was Diddy. I'm sure y'all seen it, Instagram, TikTok. It's everywhere. The girl that got allegedly pow by Diddy, but Sean went down. He took the heat for it. She's saying she told doctors, nurses, police, anybody that would listen to her that Diddy did it. Well, she was so adamant to telling everybody Diddy did it. Why didn't she go down to that courthouse when they was about to clink Shine up and make him do years behind bars? Why didn't she run in the courtroom and say it wasn't him? But I digress. I'm gonna move on. I'm just saying. Now she up and everybody on the took that phone. These phones right here. It's gonna get people in so much trouble. Turn on her phone, talking about Diddy did it. They tried to give me this, that, and the other. Girl, what is your purpose of coming out now and saying it? You got to have a purpose when you do things. What's your end goal? What do you want to gain from this? We want to carry on. Bad decisions. Wendy Williams, Publicist. I go in and out of feeling bad for her. I do. Y'all might have to check me tonight. I go in and out of feeling bad for her because I think she just made a bad decision. She spoke out to People magazine. She said the documentary made her look bad. She said she another one. I don't get what are these people talking about? They work for free. Unless it's volunteer work, I'm not working for free. She said she don't work for free for Wendy the whole time she was working for her. And she said she felt bad. She said sometimes she would get calls from Wendy and they saying she didn't have no food. She said between her and Wendy's best friend was sending her food, ordering her food, trying to help feed Wendy. I think Sean made a bad decision. And I'm feeling for her. Like I say, I teeter on the fence with her. 1 minute I'm like, the next minute I'm like, but I think she did. I think she made a bad decision. And it backfired on her. But I don't think she's a bad person. I'm wavering with that. But one thing I'm not wavering on, she definitely made a bad decision. But we saw the refrigerator didn't have no food. So Sean was pretty much saying they was doing Wendy dirty, and she was pretty much trying to help Wendy out. She said she didn't get paid, and 99% of the stuff that she did for Wendy, the money came out of her own pocket. That's what the publicist said. You know, it's a bad thing when you are a publicist and you're supposed to help people save their name, and now your name is mud. Bad decisions. Then we got this mom who she had to go pick up a bassinet. Now see, some things, when you go to buy some things, if you know the vehicle you have is not going to accommodate what you're trying to buy, stop being cheap and just have it shipped to your house. I don't care if it's $100 flat fee, if it's $50 to ship it to you, if it's $200, whatever it is, if you really want it and you know that your vehicle is not going to be able to hold it, just tell them the people to ship it to your house. That's it. So this mom, she goes to buy a bassinet that wasn't even for her, supposedly it's for somebody else. She got a son with her, the teenager. She thought it was a good idea to put this bassinet in her trunk and have her child half in the back seat, half in the trunk, holding the bassinet, him out the window, the bassinet out the window. Just a bad decision. Then you know the people, because everybody got a cell phone. Nobody thinks to call 911 for help. They just record it and they post it. So that's what somebody did. They saw the mom driving down the block, the son hanging out, the bassinet hanging out, and they recorded and they posted. And now people seeing the post, they're like, oh my God. And people called the police. They zoomed in. They found the mom. They went to her house and they cleaned her up. She got cleaned up over carrying a bassinet in her car that didn't fit, that she should have got shipped to her house. Bad decision. Don't make no sense. Bad decision. People just are crazy. It's like, what are you thinking? Now you in all this trouble over a bassinet that wasn't even for you. It's for somebody else. Make that make sense. No. People used to tell me all the time, oh, why are you paying for shipping? You could go pick it up and put it where, on my back? And carry it to my house? And, oh, they'll put it in the car for you. Yeah, but they'll put it in the car for me. But then when I get to my house, how do I get it from the car into my house? I got to go ring my neighbor's doorbells, be like, please help me. No, just ship it to your house. Ship it. Now, because she didn't ship it, she got all kind of fines. They looking at her to see, trying to see, is she a good mother or not a good mother? It's just a mess. Bad decisions. Oh my God. I can't. The people is with the foolery. But see, what I know about Diddy is when Diddy likes his money. Diddy likes his money. And I don't know the number. There was rumors about the number, how much Cassie got. It really doesn't matter to me. I do know this. Cassie got a lot of that money. And after that lawsuit, Diddy told his lawyers, no more. No more. I'm not paying that much money to nobody else anymore. And you see this little Rodney, he won $30 million. And Diddy ain't having it. If Diddy got to smoke him out and debunk him any way he can, he not coming off of no $30 million. So this particular bad decision that they smoked out, this is the one with this 17-year-old that wanted to be Jane Doe. Diddy been trying to fight this thing for a minute, and the judge gave in. The judge came in and said, if this case goes any further, you hear the key words in that? if this case goes any further, you will have to say your name. Oh my goodness. But see, you know what? You see what lawyer money will do for you? They said if the case goes any further, so she don't got to say her name yet. If the case goes any further, you're going to have to say your name. Well, you know what? I hope the young lady doesn't back down, because at this point it is what it is. And I really hope the young lady doesn't back down. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, listen, if Cassie could tell her story, it don't get no worse than that. Cassie had to let it all out. Cassie had to tell us male after male after male after male. She had to sleep with them. Sometimes in one night, back to back. It was a mess. Cassie had to tell a story. I heard Cassie also had to submit videos that didn't put her in the greatest favor. But you know what? I'm saying all that to say what? Girlfriend, if Cassie did it, be strong. So can you. Your past is your past. Don't worry about it. Don't let him smoke you out. He's trying to make you back down and shut up and hide underneath a rug. That's why he really wants you to say your name. And he thinks that by doing this, you're not going to say your name and you're going to back down. And I'm telling you, if you hear this, girlfriend, don't back down. Cut a giant off at the knees and he going to fall. Yeah, he got a lot of big lawyers back behind him. But hopefully you don't got a sham lawyer like Tyrone Blackburn. As long as you don't have one of those, you can fight this thing. Listen, people, I need the board to train. You know what I need? I need a what? You keep your foot on Diddy's neck. Come on, Latasha. Keep your foot on his neck. It is time. He done did too much. Listen, at the end of the day, I won't be shocked if Diddy done slept with half the entertainment industry. Black, white, yellow, orange, green. He done slept with it. Allegedly. Thank you, y'all, for the choo-choo. I'm about to board this train. Listen, people, it is Thursday night trending topics, and the theme is bad decisions. So I'm going to go ahead and board this train with the people. We got to bring the people on in the building. Okay, hey, Leo.
Hey, allegedly, Diddy slept with the cats, the dogs, the parakeets, the monkeys, the all. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh, my God. I cannot. Okay? I cannot. Woo, child. Listen, he don't discriminate. Listen, guys, the platform is packed. All the passengers are on board already, okay? And I got to pull this train now. I see some people is trying to get in, but we are jam-packed. And I hope y'all hitting the like button. Listen, Diddy do what he does. And he said can't stop, won't stop. And he's not stopping. So he done allegedly slayed down a lot of people. This case with the 17-year-old, they've been going back and forth talking about make her say her name. And like I said, the key word is the judge said if it goes any further, meaning if we have to take this thing to trial, you will have to say your name. He's hoping that's going to stop her. But you know what? It's out there. She might as well keep it going. He a piece of work, this Diddy. Judge ruled Diddy's S8 accuser will have to state her identity in a federal lawsuit. A judge has determined the woman suing Diddy for alleged SA that happened when she was 17 will have to state her identity in her case against the hip-hop mogul if her case with the hip-hop mogul proceeds. Radar Online has learned. So Jane Doe real name will be seen on the court docs going forward if Diddy, real name Sean John Combs, loses his motion to dismiss the case based on the judge ruling Thursday. So either they got to settle this thing or it gets dismissed. But if it doesn't and it goes on, her identity is going to be revealed. Her identity will remain a secret until the court decides whether or not to dismiss the case according to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com. The anonymous accuser filed her lawsuit in December, claiming she was 17 and still in high school when Diddy and others allegedly trafficked her And all of them, you know what, to her. Doe says she was connected with Diddy after crossing paths with Bad Boy Entertainment President Harvey Pierre in Detroit in 2003, at which time he apparently dropped Diddy's name and invited her to jump on a private jet to go meet him. The woman took Pierre up on his offer and stated that she later met Diddy in New York City studio where the alleged incident took place, including photos where she can be seen posing next to a photo of the massive letters PD. Doe's face was blurred out in the images. Doe is being represented by Douglas, the same attorney who represented Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie in her now settled bombshell federal lawsuit against Combs. So Douglas not playing. He said, you know what, let me get some more Diddy money too. Combs' lawyer Ben spoke out after the settlement to clarify that it was in no way any admission of wrongdoing. In response to Doe's allegation, Diddy filed a response via his legal team that stated he never participated in or witnessed or was presently aware of any misconduct against Jane Doe. Furthermore, he claims that the photographs, he'd love to do this. The photographs may not be authentic. Diddy, you know that's you. Okay. Plaintiff's decision to wait more than 2 decades to file her complaint has prejudiced defendants as he has lost the ability to defend himself fully and fairly in this action. His response continued. Some or all of the evidence that otherwise would have been available if the action had been properly commenced may be unavailable, lost, or compromised. So he's saying there's so many years that have gone by. Like, how can I defend myself? How can I defend myself? And so many years have gone by, and the evidence is probably just, not there or been tampered with. But he's smoking her out. He wants her to say her name. What are your thoughts, Leo?
Ooh, me myself, he wouldn't have to worry about smoking me out because it wouldn't even be a thing, right? If it goes to court, then I would very much, she's not a minor. So she might have been a minor at the time, but she's a full-grown woman now, and she will be able to say who she is. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Me personally, I don't know her life, so I'm only speaking on how I would feel. Mm-hmm. But if he wanna use that as some type of bargaining chip, I would let him spin his wheels on that. I don't know if she's a fully grown woman. I don't anticipate how she would not know, even though it's uncomfortable. Would she not know at her big age that eventually, if it goes to trial, she's gonna have to say her name now? She's gonna have to say her name.
Yeah, see, I don't know how these cases go. Aren't there a lot of cases where people are able to remain as a Jane Doe?
I don't know about that in New York, though. I think it depends on the state. Because you remember with all those girls that were victims of Jeffrey Epstein, I think when the case was first brought, they were a bunch of Jane Doe 1 and 2 or Jane Doe ABC. And there are some women that still did remain Jane Doe as I think about it, but they weren't a part of the trial.
I got you. Yeah, I don't. This is a lot. Oh, goodness. Yeah, but, like you said, at this point, because we heard so much, she'll be supported. Yeah, Love Is Mimi. There's a lot of hints as to who it is. I'll just say TM, Love and Hip Hop. And I said it. I actually said the name that they're speculating on one of my previous videos. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
I think he's playing a bad game of Russian roulette. I think you push somebody so far up against the wall and think you got the upper hand, and they're gonna prove you wrong. And I hope she prove him wrong and go ahead and take him out. I need somebody to do the 1-2 combo and go ahead and knock this man on
out. You said the 1-2 combo. Listen, I think at this point, because when I say everybody's coming out the woodworks, everybody, I mean, that the girl from 99 that got pal is coming out saying, it was Diddy. I think everybody is getting the courage now to speak up about.
But she always said it was Diddy. Diddy just paid the rest of them to say that it wasn't him.
Right? No, I agree with that. But even though that she always said that, and social media wasn't at that time. It's like for her to resurface now, saying it loud and clear and bold, it's a lot. Wayne, you're up. Wayne, are you there? Okay, I'm gonna move forward from Wayne. Julius, you're up.
If she knows her truth, stand in your truth.
Yeah.
Don't deflect from your story. And I say that as a SA survivor. He's only doing this because he has lawyer money. That's really what it comes down to, lawyer money. And so it's not that they're discrediting her experience, but it's their job to defend their client. So stand in her truth.
No, you're right. It's their job to defend their client. E, you're up.
Well, a few things. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I can't make anyone come forward and reveal their identity if they don't want to. That's number one. But what I will say, there were two women on this panel who told me back in December, when you come forward and tell your story, you tell the whole thing. And that's the price that we have to pay sometimes. Like, I understand it can be embarrassing. I've been there and done that. I understand, it's your story to tell and you can tell it the way you want to. However, when you are trying to seek justice and you are trying to hold someone accountable, sometimes you only get one shot. You only get one shot at it. And this can't be a deterrent if you are truly trying to seek justice, because if that's the case, have them up the ante and add more millions just for the sake of the embarrassment. There's ways around this, but I saw some videos earlier today where people have already put it together probably a while ago, who this person is. And I won't say the name because I could be 10,000% wrong. But if it's the person who we think it is, this person has already lived a very public and tumultuous lifestyle and has already admitted to addiction. And we've seen their battles on, reality television. So again, I can't make anyone come forward and tell their story the way that they don't want to, but I can only tell you, when you do come forward and you are trying to blow the whistle, you have to tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's just the bottom line. But before you go on to the next person, I do want to say, and hopefully you won't pop my hand later. I was on the YouTube streets earlier and I was watching Rodney the Voice, and he played the tape because I remember yesterday I took exception with that gentleman putting out that screen still of that video and claiming it was Stevie J. Like, this whole thing is messy. And the person who is actually in that screen still did a live on Bigo, where they revealed that, yes, they were at that party and it wasn't Stevie J. Stevie J was there, and Trey Songz was there, and Jocelyn Hernandez too, allegedly. And the person who was in that male-on-male screen still did say that they were with Diddy that night, allegedly. And I think that, yes, even though the gentleman we spoke about yesterday, that case has some inconsistencies and some things which can be deemed not credible, I think it has provoked other people who were actually there to come forward and say, wait a minute, now I'm going to talk because you put my identity in it, so let's talk for real. And so when Diddy says it's been so long, how can he defend himself? Well, there were other people at these parties. There were other people in that house. It wasn't just you two on the plane. Somebody had to fly it. Did everybody else pass away? When you say, how can you defend yourself? There are lots of ways. Because if you're P. Diddy, you're so big and powerful. When you dial somebody's number, the phone always answers. So don't tell me how can I defend myself. It's more than one way to skin a cat. And I think it's going to get very interesting before summer.
It is going to get very interesting. So here's the thing. I know that whether it's a private jet or an airplane, you have to log just in case that plane doesn't make it to its destination. And maybe it's in pieces and we can't tell Diva from whoever else was on the plane. You got to log who's on that plane. So I don't know, because now we know that apparently you could rent private jets. I don't know. So I don't know if they was actually logging who was getting on this private jet for real, but that would be a thing that her lawyers should try to collect. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If it's available and so, but now everything is digital. I don't know if it was digital during that time period. And you know how with celebrities, the rules don't apply. I don't even know if when that happened, if they would have even logged that, Diva's getting on this plane with Harvey Pierre and whatever 3 other people, or did they just log in that it's just Harvey Pierre and the other 2 guys going back to New York? Do you see what I'm trying to say? And I'm wondering, because she said they took her home, but it wasn't in the same state. So I don't know if they took her back home on the private jet, or did they get her a plane ticket? And like I said, I don't know. And I also don't know how long you got to keep records. So this is what they're trying to say. How long do you got to keep records? I know there's some laws around how long you have to retain records for certain things, and it's not forever.
Some of them is as little as 90 days.
Oh my God. So I don't know what the rules are for flying and how long you gotta, keep it.
But there are living. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let's say there are living witnesses though, who should. And I know, people don't want to come out and tell the truth. I saw what Floyd Mayweather said. I know there are people who don't want to come out and tell on people because they have skeletons in their closet as well. But when we talk about these FO parties, it's a lot of people who were there, and people know some things. And I think we're going to start hearing more from those people who don't have a name.
We got to see, because listen, the woman, which I'm sure, let me see, that y'all all saw, she said even though she got paid by Diddy, he harassed her for, she's saying 24 years. I'm sure y'all all saw this young lady speak, saying he pewed her because, so what's her, Natania Rubin, who was paid $1.8 million by Diddy after the 1999 nightclub Pow Pow, claims Diddy flattened her tires 7 times. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. This man is relentless. He's ruthless. He's evil. So that's why I don't know how many people are going to be willing to come up front and say, I know the truth. You'll probably get, unfortunately, more people that come say, nah, it wasn't so.
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him, lawsuit that has come out involving the producer Little Rod. So basically his last 2 lawsuits, or last 2 major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went. And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm going to tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer Little Rod, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said, that's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shine take the fall for it. Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery to take the bullet. I got shot in my face with a 9mm hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible, testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, Puffy, pew pew me in the face. He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it, but he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet harassing me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to Little Rod. He threatened him. Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shine take the fall for it. I shot them people. Well. It only took 24 whole years for it to come out. You see this tattoo? This commemorates me getting shot. It took 24 years for him to come out and say it. I've been saying it all along, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe.
Oh my.
Oh, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. When I tell you the things I went through, there was a time in 2017 and 2018 where I got 7 flats on my BMW. 7, the same tire, in a 2-year span. 7 on the same tire, and they were all new. Every time it happened, I had to get a new tire. I have the pictures to prove it. Harassing me. You want to know why? Because prior to Cassie, I was the only person to be victimized by him and then to successfully sue him and get paid. And he had to pay me out of his pocket. He has never gotten over that. Oh, baby. You see this RICO charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life? As God as my witness, I will not stop until you suffer every single iota of punishment, until I have every second of recompense that you took from me. For every tear that I had to cry or my children had to cry, I am going to get $1 million back from you.
Oh my God.
I will not stop until you pay the price for what you did to my life. And for all you people out there on the internet and in cyberspace and in the far reaches of my life or the perimeters or wherever who always like, oh, she just saying that to get some. Hell, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? I had some youngins on the internet that ain't even old enough, that weren't even alive when it happened, arguing me down, cussing me out, calling me everything but a child of God. Go check Instagram. It's there. Harassing my life. Harassing me. Oh, you lying. He ain't do that to you. You just want clout. You just chasing clout. What is that to chase clout about? How is that clout chase worthy? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess it would make sense in this new generation. But you better believe I will have my say. I will have my say. Hashtag having my say. Hashtag the dopest nerd ever. Hashtag Ebb Talks. Y'all ain't seen or heard nothing yet. I've had my say. The best and the rest is yet to come.
Oh, damn. Then there's that. And like you say, to your point, maybe there are going to be some that are just going to go ahead and stand up for what's right and use their voice to take him down. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. He's never going to change. He's been doing this for years. Mm-hmm. He only wants that person to come out so he can probably try to intimidate them or to try to get somebody. That's why he want a jury, because he probably want to line the jury up or pay the people off in the jury. And like we was talking about the guy last night, hopefully he's not coming out so people would say that people are coming out with frivolous lawsuits to get Diddy or making false claims. And if we talking about that girl, you know who we're talking about. Maybe she became that way because of the things that happened to her in life. Maybe that's the reason why she's drinking or doing all the other things, because the men in the industry probably did some things to her that she just couldn't explain or could not accept. So we just have to see about Diddy. But see, like I said, Diddy like to eliminate people. Everybody that have a problem with him or everybody that come out with a case with him, they end up missing or something that happened to him. Look at the doctor that did Cassie her breast surgery. He's gone. Look at the man that said that Kim Porter wasn't pneumonia, it was homicide. He's gone. So you have to just pick your battles with Diddy, because Diddy's the type that he's going to retaliate. He's going to come after you all the time he wants to, and he's going to find some type of way to try to eliminate you. So that's what I'm saying. That's why he wants that girl to come out, because he can find somebody who can intimidate her. Or like I said, he's trying to get that jury. He's trying to find a way that he can get the people on the jury so he can come after them or get them to say not guilty or whatever. Because that's the only reason why he want a jury. Ain't nobody no fool. But that's all I got to say, y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Felicia, you're up.
Oh, I apologize for that delay. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing really, really well on this leap day. And we got a little extra day here for Black History Month. So this is all good. Mm-hmm. And what a fun example Mr. Combs is for Black History Month. Gosh, he really, such a disappointment. Anyway, when we discussed the case of Jane Doe, I think about 2 weeks ago, I brought to the attention the Monica Lewinsky piece, and I'm going to go back there. For those of you who may not be familiar with Monica Lewinsky, she was the one who really, well, let me watch my language. She was having an affair with the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, and they used to hook up, get together in the Oval Office. And they had an encounter, and the former president left some of his DNA on her blue Gap dress. And she held on to it. She didn't clean it or anything. And she told one of her co-workers about it. And when they went to move to impeach the former president, they came forward with the dress. So why am I mentioning that? For those of you who recall, Jane Doe has a photograph of her sitting on the lap of Sean Combs when she visited Daddy's house. And I believe because of who is representing her, that's Doug Wigdor. They're a winning team over there. They know what they're doing. That she's probably still has that denim skirt. And she's been holding on to it. The pictures that she took that night reminded me of a young person or any person when they go like to a theme land park. You know, she was taking these photographs. She was happy to be there, almost childlike, I thought, in the pictures. And I believe that not only did she have those photographs, but she held on to that skirt. So I did a little research on how long can a DNA stain like that remain on your clothing. So unlike the human body, that continues to change as a result of biological needs and hygiene. Crime scene evidence such as clothing is typically stable. Therefore, DNA evidence that is recovered from such a source is likely to be detectable for many years and perhaps even decades following an SA. So I think that's the smoking gun for her. So yeah, I also think, I believe this before, and I'm going to stand on this as well, that he thinks by getting her to reveal her name prior to actually being at trial, he is also going to be able to smoke out this third assailant that she identifies in her complaint. And I think this third assailant is even more powerful than Mr. Combs. So I believe he wants that person called out to bring more or less of a dark light on him. And in the event that he has to pay her something, he's not paying on his own. He has this other person who was complicit in this act. As far as the young woman who was hurt in that club, who you just played that TikTok, here in the Northeast, we always knew that was the case, and that did happen. I remind many of you about the situation and the loss of life when Takeoff was taken from us. There was a woman who too was struck and harmed, and they scooted her off on an escalator and took her to the hospital. She came forward once when she, if I got this correct, I believe it's her, and said something about her medical bills hadn't been paid. And then I think they got paid, and we haven't heard from her since. But we know, if we can remember, there were other people who were struck, but they weren't the celeb, they weren't in the crew. So they kind of, sometimes that happens, people get forgotten. So, but this woman's story is real, it is credible. And I also believe, because she's coming from the Northeast, that she's probably reached out to Mr. Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, and says she's willing to come forward and be a credible witness. And that's why she says, you'll see. We're going to see down the road what's to come. Okay, I'm done.
I appreciate you, Felicia. You bring up really good points here. So yeah, because if one Jane Doe has to say her name, then nobody in that case name, everybody in that case names needs to be uncovered. So yeah, they playing this thing. They playing this. He wants to poke that other person out. Because he's like, exactly. If I'm paying, you're gonna pay too. Because I couldn't understand why we can't get the name of this other person, but I am leaning in your direction that yes, it's another powerful person, and he really wants everybody named out there. But the other person is a good friend of his. And remember, when you go down, you don't say nobody's name. So he ain't gonna be blamed for saying the person's name. is going to be a technicality that his name has to be said because nobody's name can be remained unspoken. Yeah,
that's where I'm at, people. That's where I'm at.
I'm here with you better check who signed her right after that too.
Oh damn. Okay, hold on. Just to remind you of some of his sinister stuff. It started back in 1991. The college tragedy. Combs co-promoted a celebrity basketball game in concert at City College of New York, where 9 people lost their lives and 29 people were injured. The gym had a capacity of 2,730 people, but as many as 5,000 people showed up to the event, which didn't have enough security to control the crowd. After organizers closed the doors and stopped letting attendees in, people outside broke the gymnasium doors and rushed the lobby, causing a stampede. Then New York City Mayor at the time, David Dinkins, administrator, published a 67-page report called A Failure of Responsibility that cited Combs for hiring inadequate, inexperienced security. Combs settled a slew of lawsuits. He'd been paying people back only dated back to 1991. Settled a slew of lawsuits from family members of attendees who did not make it at the gymnasium, finalizing the last suit in 2000. Here's a Jake Rose shooting, 1995. Combs and Death Row Records co-founder Suge Knight were once friends, but the animosity that fueled the violent rivalry between Death Row and Bad Boy started when Suge friend and security guard Jake was unalived outside an Atlantic nightclub after an argument with a Bad Boy camp. The men were celebrating musician Jermaine's birthday at Platinum City Club, when, as then Fulton County Sheriff Deputy Chris Howard told police, an argument began between members of Bad Boy and Death Row Records entourage. Howard said that he escorted Combs and his guests outside to leave the club and thought the coast was clear to allow Knight and his entourage to leave. But as Howard told the LA Times, Knight's partner was just about ready to go into the limo, and when all of a sudden Puppy's guys came around the corner, and one of them had a pow-pow. Howard said he chased the man who handed the pow-pow to another person who then pow-pow 2 or 3 times. This blood is all around him. A 1998 situation. In 1998, Combs and 2 other men attacked Steve after the music executive, then Nas' manager, erroneously sent MTV a version of Combs and Nas' Hate Me Now music video, which contained scenes of depicting Combs as Jesus Christ being crucified. Combs wanted the crucifixion scene deleted from the video and was enraged that it played on there. Steve says that Combs and 2 men barged into his New York City office and attacked him with a champagne bottle. He was charged with 2nd-degree assault and criminal mischief. Steve claims that his arm and jaw were broken in the attack, but Combs denied any bones were broken. How do you know bones weren't broken on me? Also telling the network, I basically went to the office, and what happened in his office, I really can't speak about, but I can say this: the way I handled myself in the office was completely wrong, and I have since apologized to Steve about that, and I felt like, I just disappointed myself. Combs was sentenced to 1-day anger management class. 1 day. He's been getting away with stuff since the moment he entered the scene. Then it's 1999. This is the young lady that just spoke. Shine did 10 years for something he didn't even do, allegedly. In December 1999, Combs and his bad boy, signee Jamal Shine, was partying at a New York City when Diddy knocked the drink out of Matthew Scar and Elian's hands. Elian got into an argument with Combs and someone threw money in Combs' face. Allen also threatened to unalive Shine. Prosecutors alleged that amid the fray, All three men, they like a Wild Wild West up in the club. Everybody they pulled out and said, "What's up?" Combs, who was arrested with 2 9mm pow-pows in his car, was charged with 4 weapons charges and for bribing his driver to claim that the pow-pows were his own. A witness at the trial said she saw both Shine and Combs with their pow-pows, but Combs was acquitted on all charges, while Shine was found guilty of 5 of his 8 charges and was sentenced to 10 years. I mean, we don't need to go on. It's a lot. Dating back decades. He's been a menace to society. And listen, they said it's all in the name, right? What was it? Bad Boy Records. Where am I at? Who am I up to? I'm lost here. Savannah, you're up? Oh, we lost Savannah. Okay. Tay, did I come to you?
No, man. I'm still here.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Savannah.
I thought I.
Oh, sorry.
Am I still here or not?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can you still hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I want to go on record saying I miss Monique. All these allegations, these are not new. These have been known in the streets and in the industry about Sean Combs since the 90s. He has had the cops in his pocket and on his payroll since Bad Boy's inception. If you research in Google, I remember there was a case, and Felicia, maybe you're familiar. There was this case. I believe it was called Dirty 30. There was something about this corruption in Harlem. I remember it was Giuliani. It was something about corruption, and I remember that Bad Boy was paying off cops to cover up there was a huge cover-ups with cops that they were getting away with the bunch of mess that Bad Boy was going. And this happened around the time that Pow Pow incident. And I remember because of the J-Lo, when Linda came in and got J-Lo out of that mess, and in the Hispanic culture, this was a big thing because Linda had got J-Lo away from Puffy. And then that whole corruption of this scandal of the cops and being on the payroll, and then Shine taking the fall for that incident in the nightclub. But cops have been on Puffy's payroll forever. And Puffy, it's all about power for him. All of this is about power. He doesn't care if it's man, woman, child, female, male. Everything about him is about power, whether it is XCX or money, fame, everything about him. It's always about power. You're gonna do what he says and when he says and how he says. Um, and I have no. I'm not a fan of his as a person, as an artist. Um, I miss Monique. So I'm tired of speaking on him, and I'm a fan of the woman saying her name. I want her to take her power, and I'm just tired of having this discussion on Puffy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this discussion on Puffy is going to be the whole 2024, and it's going to get worse until somebody comes up with a criminal case against him. So far, everything against him is civil, right? People, looking for money, and I could get it if your statute of limitations have run out.
Oh
But
yeah, well this is just the beginning. We haven't even got to the criminal. This is just the beginning. We have not even got to the criminal yet. There's so much more that he has done in Miami that we haven't even got to. This is just New York. When we get to the Miami cases and the things he's done in Miami, oh my goodness. There's so much more that he's done in Miami that we don't even know about, that we haven't even touched to. It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's going to be a matter of who's willing to speak up. I would be scared too. I'm not going to lie. I would be petrified. This woman says she suffered 24 years because he had to pay her out of pocket, and he was pissed. So 2013, he had an incident with J. Cole at the MTV VMAs after party. Multiple sources allege the complex that had visibly intoxicated Combs accosted Kendrick Lamar about his fiery verse on Big Sean's Control, where he bragged he was the king of New York. I could picture you, Puffy. How dare you? I'm the king of New York. Tried to pour a drink on Kendrick before Cole intervened, and they got into a fight. But then, of course, the typical everything with Diddy afterwards, people denied. Both men immediately denied a fight took place, though Cole later rapped, "My last scrap was with Puff Daddy. Who would have thought it?" on the 2021 Let Go My Hand. So nobody's willing to really speak up because they're scared. Allegedly punches Drake in 2014. In December 2014, Combs allegedly punched Drake over the rights to the beat that becomes Drake's 0 to 100. The Miami New York Times reported that the two got into an argument outside of a Live nightclub during DJ Khaled's event for Ambassador Weekend. Words were allegedly exchanged and reportedly then blows. Allegedly, Diddy's a whole gangster thug. With Combs telling Drake, "You will not disrespect me." Combs has denied punching Drake, telling the radio show The Breakfast Club, I didn't do nothing to Drake. Drake is my friend. This man is a piece of work. Remember when he fought the UCLA coach over his son? In June 2015, Combs got into a scuffle with the then UCLA assistant football coach. TMZ reported that Combs was present during a UCLA practice. Justin Combs was there telling him, I don't care if your dad's here. That's what the coach said. I'm going to treat you just like I treat everyone else. After the practice, Combs and his son reportedly went to his office where an argument ensued and Combs grabbed him. According to one account, Combs was forcibly removed from his office and then swung a kettlebell at an intern. A rep for Combs Enterprises noted that the various accounts of the event and the charges that are being reported are wholly inaccurate. What we can say now is that any actions taken by Mr. Combs were solely defensive in nature to protect himself and his son. The LA District Attorney decided not to file assault charges on Combs. He's a whole menace to society. Tay, you're up.
He is a dangerous man, and he's an evil, and he's a devil. I said what I said. He is the devil. Mm-hmm. All this money and this bling bling and all that stuff, it went to his head, and he's a gangster, and he destroyed everybody. Like I remember this. I remember when she was with Puff Daddy J-Lo behind the music when she shared her story about what happened that day too. And tell her that I don't know what she see him. I'm glad she not with him. I applaud Jaya get away from that man right there because I want to touch him. I'm gonna have my holy water and then throw at him right there and clean his soul right there because I sure ain't gonna be with him either. And I feel bad for baby Lil too. And she had to see all this stuff when she had to grow up and see her father what he did to everybody. And I hope he locked good. Throw the keys and lock good. Do not let him out. And do not, I hope he get life. Ooh. And may God have mercy on your soul, Puff Daddy.
Amen, Tay. We heard you, girl.
Ooh. Elise said Twitter went crazy that night when the news of him slapping Drake leaked. It sure did. But you know what? After you have an incident with Diddy, you got to deny because he's in a lot of people's pockets and charges get dropped. People don't remember anything. Now, this girl, Gina, she did do an interview with Tasha K in 2019. But she wanted, for whatever reason, she wanted to keep going back to Diddy, and she was kind of in a battle with Cassie at the time. Gina told blogger Tasha K that Combs physically abused her throughout their 5-year relationship. She claimed he once stomped her on the stomach, causing her to lose her breath and also punched her in the back of the head. She told Tasha K that he was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing her. He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and she's the good one. She also said that everyone in Combs' circle, well, we heard this before, allowed the abuse to happen. We know that Cassie filed her lawsuit. And now we got the Jane Doe sues. And then he got the suit that's going on now with little Rodney. Whoa, good God. This man, it goes on and goes on and goes on. Tiffany Red came out saying she never got paid. Hulu scraps family reality show. Combs settles with Diego. You know what? I think if that show, if all of these allegations didn't come out and that show came on, because you can't hold your behavior back. I think we would have seen more on that show. We would have seen some stuff slipping out. Dr. Love, you're up.
Ooh, wait, this is a lot. All I can think of when everybody is talking is the true Black Mafia. What is his name? Kanye West. I remember him always talking about, but it seems like he was saying it to Jay-Z. Like, I'm not part of the mafia, or he'll say, don't get your goons on me, don't get the mafia. But this is evidently who and what they're talking about. Like this, it seems unreal because by now, if this was anybody, I want to say, just a regular citizen, the DA or whoever bring up charges on people would have been brought up charges on an individual for RA, for any, from a civil suit, they would have, brought up charges on someone else to say you did do this to this person, or at least we're going to look into it. It's none of that. So I just feel like all of them are being paid off. After I listen to what's going on in the ATL with this district attorney, it's the system is already corrupt, but this is making it even more corrupt. Yeah.
Lawson, you are correct. I didn't see it for what it was when I was watching Making the Band. But you are correct. We saw his intimidation tactics and aggressive behavior on Making the Band. I did not really recognize it for what it was. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not saying she's sinister like this, because, a lot happened on the Next Top Model. And a lot of those models came out and just said the things that happened to them. So at the time when I was watching Making the Band, I just took it as that same reality banter and meanness and stuff they need to do to have a show. But now I'm looking at it a little bit differently. But yes, you are right. His character truly did show there. I forgot. I listened to this. Let me see. I forgot what he was saying here. But hold on. Let's see. Let's listen to a little bit. No, it clicks in another. Hold on one second, guys. Let me. I'm gonna have to bring up another screen. Hold on one second. And so many people And see, the thing is, I think I said it the other day too with this situation. Is so many high-powered people that would be outed and named in this situation, so they're vested in it not coming out either too.
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek.
So this lawsuit, it what it does is it redacts the name, but then it gives you clear-cut clues as to who they're talking about. The other person name who's redacted, they said, but he just performed in a halftime Super Bowl. That thing was messy. So what I'm saying is, this is Little Rod, the stuff he saw. This has been going on for decades. The names is name after name after name after name. But I will say this, unfortunately. I'm going to say this, unfortunately. I feel like Diddy violated Usher. Usher went to a Diddy camp, and if you see old footage of that camp, it's just inappropriate. Unfortunately, I want to say that the other name that they're throwing around that Diddy did something to is JB. Figure out the name. It's very sad. Yeah, come on now, built by creators. I appreciate you. The clues are clearer than Blue's Clues. You ain't lying.
That's funny.
That's a fact right there. It's just messy. But if more of Diddy stuff come out, the names that the people that was at said parties and the people that unfortunately got violated, we would be sick to our stomach. I'm so sorry, guys. Where am I? Because my screen keeps shifting. Who did I skip?
Julius,
you're up. Thank you, Tay-Tay.
That whole thing right there is a mess. Just a mess. I mean, we're talking about that Little Rod guy, just to be clear, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. A mess. His whole story is a mess.
I appreciate you, Julius. Yeah. See, that's the problem I'm having with Little Rod's case. He named stuff that wasn't necessary, that didn't have anything to do with what he's trying to sue for. Talk about you and you only. You proving that he allegedly slept with other people, that proves what? In terms of what you're saying happened to you. I think it's already been established through other cases that Diddy likes to sleep with everybody. Him outing people, just messy. Yeah, that part right there. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just messy. His thing is just all over the place, salacious. And then you redact the names. You say, you redact the name, but then you say, she got a YouTube channel called Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. Well, then you might as well go ahead and put my name in there. What the heck? That's just messy. They just performed in the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. It's a shame. Whole thing is just messy. So yeah, he's trying to smoke her out. I hope she stays strong and she stands her ground. I hope she stands her ground and don't let him get away with this. His time is up. Now I'm gonna just roll right in, because a lot of bad decisions, and little Rodney's decision, the way he put some stuff in that lawsuit was a bad decision, but I'm gonna move past that. We gotta move on. We're gonna move on to Wendy Williams, publicist, who is no longer her publicist, who said she was hired once Wendy lost her show. So the sad part is I'm on the fence with the publicist. I feel bad for her. I do. I'm feeling for Sean. She's young, beautiful girl. She tried to start her own business. And now, as a publicist, how ironic, her name is Mud. And she's supposed to be saving people's names. She claims she didn't know that Wendy was as bad as she was. This was supposed to be a comeback documentary. Now she's claiming, like the streets are claiming, that they exploited Wendy. And she said, I only tried to help her. She said, I was buying Wendy food out of my own pocket. Wendy would call me and her girlfriend crying, saying she was hungry, and I helped her. Let me bring this up. So I'm feeling for Sean. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to be in a car train with me, but I'm feeling for her. So Wendy Williams, publicist, featured in the shocking Lifetime doc, defends herself amid uproar. She said, I was lied to. She said she was bamboozled, led astray. So publicist Sean, who began working with Wendy Williams in 2022, tells people she believes the former talk show host would be mortified watching a Lifetime docuseries. Wendy would. Mortified. Sean wishes Lifetime never started filming her or Wendy's life. Speaking out publicly after being featured in a two-part docuseries Where is Wendy Williams, which portrays Williams' troubled life following the end of her infamous talk show, Sean is sharing her opinion on the project with people. It's horrible they would do something like this to her, she says. And for what gain? For what reason? Now, Sean, I'm giving you a break, but I ain't going to give you that much of a break. You're the publicist. You should have said no. Sean began trending on social media over the weekend after she was portrayed as being complacent about Wendy's drinking issues and health decline. The publicist says now that had she known the project was not a celebratory of Wendy in her career, she would have never taken part in it. I would never let Wendy put her name and brand on the line like that, ever. She's an icon. It's not the story we signed up for. And I feel lied to. It's so difficult for me to even watch. Wendy would be mortified. Sean tells people she has not spoken to Wendy since April 2023, when she was admitted to an undisclosed health facility to receive treatment for cognitive issues. On February 22nd, 2 days before the documentary release, Wendy's medical team, of course, told us about her diagnosis. 2 years ago, Sean was hired by Williams' former attorney as a publicist after Wells Fargo froze Wendy's account amid questions about her cognitive decline. After her attorney was off the case, the former TV personality was placed under guardianship in May 2022. And Sean says she was never. Y'all hearing this? What the people in the industry, they love working for free. She said she was never paid for her work again after that. So starting in May, she said she was never paid again. But since one time I was paid by her manager, Will Selby, for a website I built for Wendy's podcast. She said, other than that, I work for free. That's what she's saying. That's what Sean is saying. According to Sean, Williams often called her at all hours to say she was starving. They starved Wendy, but you could tell Wendy looked pale, frail, and hungry. She was a toothpick. And Wendy's very tall. If you would have put Wendy on a scale, she probably was 100 pounds. So Sean brought her some food. Can we get some sympathy for Sean feeding Wendy? I know Sean didn't look good in this documentary. Can we get some sympathy? She fed Wendy. So, according to Sean, Wendy often called her at all hours to say she was starving during production. There was allegedly no food in her apartment. which left Sean, who is LA based, so worried that she would take turns with the star's closest pal, Regina, ordering her food from across the country. All I did was help because Wendy asked me to, out of my own pocket. I didn't make any money off her at all. The whole time I known her, I fed her, helped her, advised her, and worked for her endless hours a day for free. So that's why I was so hurt and offended when I saw her family saying in that documentary about me. Sean said she was approached for the project by Creative Films and E1 Television, the producers behind another Lifetime documentary, Wendy Williams, What a Mess, in July 2022, to do a multi-part premium documentary series following Williams' next chapter in her life. While the original intent of the documentary was to chronicle her comeback by way of a new podcast, it became abundantly clear that the host was not fit to work. Williams is shown in the throes of alcohol addiction and struggles with health, including Graves' disease and immune system disorder that can cause bulging eyes, lymphedema, language behavior, communication behavior, and cognitive function through recent diagnosis was not known at the time of the filming. Everybody is 10 toes down, even though we see in the film that they was told over and over. Sean says that at the time of the filming, she wasn't aware that Williams still had a severe drinking problem or cognitive issues because she had never met her in person until they started filming. She said, I live in Los Angeles. I've only been around Wendy in person a few times. The first time was when we started filming this sizzle reel. She says, all those negative things about her in the press may have been rumors. I can't take that as a fact. It wasn't my experience with her. She adds that her management told me she was ready for a comeback and pushing the podcast. They were the ones with her. I was never told she was struggling with alcohol, and I never saw it. After being off the air since 2021, Wendy Williams was ready and decided to return to the spotlight. That's what they told Sean. At first, she wanted to do a podcast, but that quickly shifted towards a desire to return to television in some capacity. Wendy wanted to do something that she could do once in a while when she was in LA. Sean says, noting that she set up the meeting at NBC's that's shown in a docuseries. It was never going to be her own show or a daily show. It was just something to do once in a blue to give her something to look forward to because she was bored. That is what she wanted. She loved being on TV, but couldn't quite let go. So because I had a relationship, I just made a phone call. Sean says for the cameras, she was playing her role of being a good publicist. I thought, well, you know what? I didn't say anything negative about her. I still protected her brand the best I could in those moments. At times, I knew in my heart maybe she needed more time. I wasn't quite sure. She continues. It's also clear that she probably didn't need a drink after looking at how everything played out. But no one ever told me she couldn't drink. And she only had those few sips around me. Her health should always come first. Had I known, I would have advised her not to do the documentary at all. The second time Sean spent any real time with Williams, she was filmed on camera in New York when the former talk show host told her she needs to get liposuction, called her a dumbass, and became erratic when Sean failed to purchase the correct vape pen. I knew and saw those experiences of how she treated me, but in the moment, I tried to give her a ton of grace, she explains. I also thought we were doing her comeback story, so I never thought that they would air that. And for me, I have been as professional as I could because at the end of the day, she's my client, and I was in front of cameras. Off camera, she said Williams apologized to her. I didn't like the way she treated me on camera, so we had a conversation about that, and she never treated me like that again. Sean maintains. The next day we were great, but instead of the documentary showing any of our beautiful moments together, like her telling me that she loved me, they chose to highlight all the negative stuff, she claims. I was speaking on the notion of the comeback the whole time because they told me that's what the story was about. The headlines were putting out where she was thriving, she's healthy, and she's trying to get back. Listen, it goes on and on, but listen, Sean says she was bamboozled. I believe her. Leo.
I believe her too. I believe her.
I feel bad. She fed Wendy, Leo.
Look, her protestations of being totally innocent in this thing, what lets me know that she do understand she's played a part. Now she can say nobody told her that Wendy couldn't drink. I get that. And Wendy is a grown woman. And that's the person that you're working for, and that's what they want to have. But when she lost me when she said, Wendy only took a few sips in front of me. Now that's a whole lie. That's a whole lie. She was serious about getting her vodka. She was serious about and vocal. So people mess up when they try to sprinkle a little bit of lies into the truth. Do I think that she was young and she did not anticipate what her job was really going to be like to be a Wendy Williams publicist at the time and the stage that she was in her life or her illness? I believe that. I totally believe that. I totally believe she signed up for something. They picked her purposely so she would not be fully aware of what she was dealing with. I believe that. I totally believe that. But at the same time, I still thought her attitude towards Wendy was nasty, even though Wendy's attitude was nasty too. I do believe that. And I do believe that she thought she was running stuff. The way she came through and sat down with Denise, like, I'm just going to come. This is private time with family. And you just going to come and just bogart your way in and sit on down and look me in my face and act like, okay, I'm here. Y'all can continue talking. Girl, bye. You know how, what's the girl, Alexa, is that her name? She put the church finger up and said, hold up, wait a minute, slow down. Stop, hold up. I'm not getting ready to continue this with this woman in my space. It was too much, Diva. It was too much. I can give her a little bit of grace.
Thank you. Just a little bit.
I can give her a little bit, but that's all, because she still played her part in it too. When you sprinkle your lies in, then that makes me think you suspect. Everybody played their part. Everybody got their check. And that's the thing to me too with this guardianship. You put these people in place as the guardian for the health and well-being of Wendy because her family and all the other people were taking such advantage of her. And now she has to be under the protection of the state and she ain't got no groceries. How you the guardian and you ain't putting no card every month for her to get a whole full refrigerator cabinets full of groceries?
Very sad, right?
Everybody do that. Even the people on the SSI that's under the protection of the state get a full EBT card in the first of the month to get their groceries.
And he was full of it because remember that one scene where he had all that money he claimed he had gave her, but yet she had to get the vape pen on credit. So where was the money? He took it back. Like it was a whole bunch of nonsense. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. And I really feel like she literally had no access to her money. And I literally feel like they drained out her Wells Fargo account.
I do too. Because none of these people are cheap. And I promise you, Diva, the guardian salary for being the guardian of Wendy is probably in the millions.
Oh my God.
She probably make $1.2 million a year.
Ooh. Oh.
Of Wendy's money.
Of Wendy's money. All
of them getting paid. The lawyers that they signed that they got her assigned to her case, they all getting paid off of Wendy's money. And she ain't got no food in the house.
No food. That's why Denise started crying. It was water, and I forgot what they said. What was water and V8 or something in there?
Where's the chef at? That's my question.
Well, they was in bare minimum. I mean, every time Will Selby showed up, he had on design everything in those confessionals.
He got paid too. He probably got paid at least $300,000-$400,000 a year. That was probably his salary.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it sad? Leo, take this thing around for me. I'll be right back. Please.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Felicia, hit us in the head with your wisdom. What you got?
I'm not hitting nobody in the head. Listen, I think this is just a case of poor judgment. I'm now getting a greater understanding of why so many people were annoyed when Vivica Fox said she was good. These people are lying. They're working for free. They're not getting paid. They're so hungry to be celebrity adjacent that they sign up with no agreements, no contract, nothing. And then they work for free. And then you hear them coming out in major media press talking about, I didn't get paid. Now, for my sisters in the back row, don't let that happen to you.
Don't.
Be compensated for your labor. Even if it's not a fair wage to begin with, but you feel like you got to negotiate and it could be reviewed in 3 months or 6 months. But please don't walk in and tell somebody, don't worry, you ain't got to pay me, because they won't. And they'll hold you responsible for what has gone bad.
Hey, that's right. So you ain't even got no funds coming in even to pay for a lawyer. You have to get you somebody from the legal defense fund.
Absolutely, a pro bono attorney, and they're not going to take your case because they're going to say you had no agreement. So the best you can do, I guess, is go to the People magazine and do a little interview and say, I didn't know. And the reason why I believe her, because she worked for free.
She worked for free.
So can you go over there and sit in there for the camera crew?
And why would you, Felicia, so why would someone that's working for free, and there's a documentary going on where I'm getting ready to get filmed, and the production company is going to get paid, the network is going to get paid, all the other people around me are going to get paid, and I ain't going to get paid off the documentary? Where they do that at?
At Wendy's old place.
Right.
Where they do that at? You cannot be that young and dumb, but perhaps they are. Perhaps they are.
But may I say this? Because of the little pieces I did see, and I caught glimpses of the production crew. Everybody was of a clear mayonnaise complexion, and the majority of them looked like males to me. And I know they got paid.
And of course they got paid.
Right. So, we have to evaluate our self-worth and our good judgment. And when we're not certain, I think we should build networks of friends and extended family that we trust, so that when we're presented with these opportunities that just seem so wonderful and so exciting, that you've got people there who are saying, no, you don't be doing this for free. Don't volunteer. Ask for what you're worth. Get your hours, laid out. That's another thing. Have you noticed? Mr. Combs' chef and the nanny, they said they working 18, 19 hours a day. Mr. Jones said he was in there 24 hours a day. This chick, she's up in there all day and not being compensated. And that's what I believe the travesty is here.
Amen. Thank you so much, Felicia. E, you're up. E, you snoozing? Okay, we'll catch you next time. All right, Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. Hopefully she's not lying, but we know there's no possible way that you did not know Wendy was an alcoholic. Maybe you don't know how bad she was because you weren't around her. We can understand that. And I think they fired her manager too, Will. He got fired too. But I hope that she can find a better job, because Wendy was coming at the girl sideways. But y'all know when you drinking and then all time is on top of that, that's a whole different animal. But hopefully the girl will get a better job or nicer jobs to maintain her lifestyle. But there's no way you didn't know Wendy wasn't a alcoholic. There's no way. I can be around Wendy 5 minutes and I can tell you that, probably less than 5. But anyway, like I said, I hope she just get a better job than what she had. Something that if she's a publicist, she's gonna have some stress. But either way, she just need to monitor people that's around her as long as Wendy. But yeah, that thing did make her look bad because it's impossible that you didn't know. But either or, that's all I got to say, y'all.
All right, thank you so much, Katrina. And I will add this: her days as being a publicist is over. Like, this is documentation of her negligence as being a good publicist, because not only did she not protect Wendy, she didn't even protect herself. So that's over. She's gonna have
That's
to
what I'm
find
saying. Maybe she can get a better job. Yeah, she can get a better job doing something because that wasn't it. And like what I said, there's no possible way that you can't tell that something was going on with this lady while y'all sitting there doing that documentary. I'm sorry, but I'm done, y'all.
All right, thank you. In my opinion, you're up.
Child, I don't believe nothing this lady's saying. Okay, she lied through her teeth. Listen here, first of all, I might not know nothing wrong with you day one, but I ain't gonna work for you for 2 years and I not know, hey, this is not normal. Okay, Wendy was sitting there, didn't know who people were. She told her, who is the Oscars? You ain't know that was wrong with her. She said she was gonna wear the shorts to the Oscars. Okay, man, stop. Man, I don't know what boo-boo food, what Kool-Aid I was drinking, okay? I must be on the train by myself because I don't believe nothing this girl saying. She said she ain't get paid. So you spending all your money and you ain't get paid. Girl, I don't know. No, I don't know nobody that
Will Packer, not Will Packer. Will Shelby was breaking her off cash. She wasn't on the payroll.
I bet he. That means she was getting paid then. She's sitting here trying to tell us the sad side story. She worked for Wendy for 2 years. She ain't get paid. But lo and behold, she was going and buying plane tickets for. She was taking a CBS and all this stuff to get her a job and stuff. Man, Wendy didn't know if she was coming or going. You ain't telling me you ain't see that. I'm sorry. You can be stuck on stupid all you want, but I don't believe nothing she's saying, okay? Both of them look like some dang pack of wild beasts after Wendy money. And now that they see that it's out there and how people are reacting, now they trying to piggyback, and I don't buy it, okay? Y'all can say that to the boo-boo the fool, but not me.
I'm with your opinion. I am definitely with you. Julius?
I don't believe none of these crocodile people and what they saying. And let me digress in my Sophia Petrella voice. Okay. Here we go. Picture it. 2024. This documentary exposed the mistreatment of Wendy. See, we knew she had an issue, but we didn't know it was this severe. And we all have compassion and empathy for Miss Wendy. Free Wendy, might I add. Free Wendy. And wherever she is currently seeking treatment, I hope she is getting the very much so needed overdue help that she's been getting. And I do hope that her family can take over and handle all her affairs, so then all of that can be handled by her family, as it should have been in the beginning. But I digress back to the point. I don't believe nothing this crocodile Dundee woman is saying. You deliberately and purposely picked up the dang phone. Now, we all remember when she picked up the phone, right? To call Will. And she's like, Wendy is laid out. Why not just let her sleep? You heard her breathing. That comatose cow heifer is just mad. Oh, I'm going in because I've been waiting. I've been a good Christian girl holding my tongue. That comatose cow heifer is just mad that the truth is out that she took place in the mistreatment of Miss Wendy. We all could see that Wendy could not trust her. Her niece sniffed her out right away. But I digress. So that girl can miss me with her fake comatose cow heifer ears. I don't care if she fed her a cheeseburger. Wow, cry me a river. I don't care. Just that one time, no. If she was any kind of compassionate person, she would have let her sleep and she would have told those people leave, but she didn't. And I yield back.
Okay, thank you, Julius. Tay, you're up.
I say, girl, bye, Felicia. And tell me that I don't believe her either, too, because we all see was on that document, too. And remember, she told Wendy that she looked good, too, while she wearing her short, like Daisy Duhall pants, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust her. I don't. And tell that, why you want to sit down when I'm having a conversation with my auntie? No, this is a family private right here. No, your butt need go to those grocery store and feed my auntie while I'm talk to her. Okay, this ain't got you right here. Okay, this ain't got with you. And tell that, Will. Yeah, I'm glad he's gone too with his controlling Kevin senior number 2. I don't care. I'm glad both of them gone because here's my soul to them right here. To the left, everything on in the bus to the left, and the closet. That's my stuff. If I buy it, and please don't touch from Beyonce, irreplaceable.
In that order.
Well, okay, Tay.
And tell me that. Yeah, here, I'm gonna put my camera on. Here you go. There you go. Bye bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you on your butt. That's all. I went in my opinion, and Julius too.
Okay, that's it. She wipe her hands of that fool. Or both them fools. Okay, is that Savannah? No, that's Dr. Love. Okay, go ahead, Savannah. Go ahead.
Is it, do you want me or Dr. Love?
Savannah. Yeah, you're up.
Okay. So if I recall, when Alex got there, wasn't she sleeping?
Yes.
So I don't know of any job that allows you to be asleep on your job. So that for me was flag number 1. I don't believe anything she has to say. She was a leech, or she is a leech. I'm glad she's gone. Good riddance. Goodbye. So long. If she cared, she should have been in there cleaning up the cat throw up, the cat pee. She should have been doing laundry, cleaning up, brushing her hair, brushing her teeth, dusting, cleaning, doing something. She was a mess. The apartment was a mess. I don't know. She was a mess. I needed her to go. She was an opportunist, and she was out of order and out of place. So I don't believe anything. She's just speaking because she looked bad, and she's it was the public backlash that she received, and she's trying to save face. So that's all that she's doing now. I'm glad she's gone.
And I feel you. I feel you, Savannah. I totally agree with that. Because if the camera, because for my sister out here on these streets, I would never let cameras come through for anyone that I was taking care of and the place looked a mess. I'd have broke my back personally to make sure not one of us is on camera looking crazy. I'd have broke my back. And I would have raised the alarm that there's no grocery service coming here. There's no cleaning service coming here. And she's supposed to be getting taken care of. I'd have raised the alarm. I would have been the very first person saying, hey, something here ain't right. I'd have been all up in Will's face. He'd have made sure I got fired because I'd have been all in his face.
Because that apartment looked like it smelled through the camera. That apartment did not look like it smelled good. You could tell it smelled.
Not on my watch. No way, no how. Not for my, not, I don't care if she treated me good, not treated me good. I ain't gonna have none of us is looking like that on camera. All right, Dr. Love, you're up.
Yes, this is the full situation. It's such a sad situation, but all of this had to happen for the good. And this is nothing but God to me. This documentary had to happen, and I knew after I seen it, I said, oh boy, a lot of people is going to be fired, even though we know the guardianship needs to be done away as well. But just understanding and just looking at that documentary, it worked out for the good and for the good of this family. I'm praying that this is working out for the good of the family. I just hope this family, her family rather, Wendy family, get into this court and really get to fighting for her, because it is really sad the way she's been treated, the way she's being treated, to have this guardianship and judge and everybody know everybody, people got records. It is so much with this. So to me, God allowed this documentary to be put out because for many reasons. And one is to even blow up the guardianship and that judge as well. So them three getting fired is just the beginning. But I feel like God had this documentary come out and done for a reason. And now we're getting to see it. So, yeah.
Whew, right? Y'all made some good points. I'm sorry, Sean. I tried to help her. She pulled a little heartstring when she said she fed Wendy. But then somebody said, how many times do Wendy gotta call me before I say, okay, why y'all not feeding her? I get it. I don't know how old Sean is. Is she young? She look kind of young. Nobody cutting her no slack up here.
I give her a little
And then another thing,
Steven, she got to take her all the way to LA to feed her.
but I'm saying, then another thing, Wendy had money. Wendy had money laying around.
You gonna see somebody like that for 2 years and you ain't gonna know something wrong?
No, she didn't see her. She only saw her once they started filming.
That was in 2021, right? Didn't it take like a year for them to film this? You would have knew something was up in the first week, though, right?
Of filming? Was she
But what
filming
I'm saying
the full
is
2 years?
she had all that money laying around at her house. So why couldn't she use some of that money to pay to get us some food?
I think it was a fraud for the cameras.
That was a prop. That wasn't no real money. That was his money.
Yeah, I think it was a prop for the cameras because
that's what I was saying. Like, how he going to the bank getting her money?
Because he couldn't. When he went, they were still in it, allegedly. Because when she went to go get the vape, she had to get it on credit.
Sure did.
It's sad. I hope when they sold her house, they didn't take the profits from that. And I'm sure that this facility she is in is not cheap.
Exactly. And that's where that guardianship is going to claim all this money went.
Dr. Love. Oh, yeah.
And the judge need to go to jail too. I'm waiting on her to go to jail.
Thank you. All of them.
That's facts.
All of them.
And pay the family, pay the older family what they owe, because you winning money too. Pay them. Pay my money. Where's my money? I want my money now.
Yeah. Ooh. All right, y'all. We're going to swing in really quickly to this last story. I'm going to go through it really quickly. The mom got busted at the viral video catches her driving her 12-year-old son riding in the trunk. Now, the headline is, well, let me play the video first. Hold on.
Video out of Gwinnett County has gone viral on social media. It shows a moving car with an open trunk and a child's face peeking out of it. Gwinnett County police have now arrested a woman and charged her with reckless conduct and a seatbelt violation. Fox 5's Mary Smith is live tonight from police headquarters with the story. First question, Mary, is the child okay?
Yeah, that's the question many people are asking when seeing this video. And police tell us, thankfully, the 12-year-old child is okay, but they have charged his mother after tracking down this car.
This video has been making its rounds on social media, showing a moving car with a child's face peeking out of the trunk.
I think as a parent, we're obviously concerned about the safety and well-being of that child.
Sergeant Michelle Pajera with Gwinnett Police says a woman saw the video on social media on Sunday and called police.
In the video, the person who posted it mentioned that it took place in Gwinnett County, but there was nothing to give the exact location.
Pajera says investigators used flock cameras to determine the car was seen near Pleasant Hill Road and Shackelford Road in Duluth. Images from those flock cameras even show a child's face in the back, along with a large object.
They learned that the item that was in the back of that silver passenger car was actually a baby bassinet, and she had purchased it in the area of Beaufort and was transporting it back to her home in Duluth. Because they were unable to break down that bassinet, it was decided that the 12-year-old boy would hold down the bassinet from the back seat. And what you don't see in the photos is that they actually pulled down the back seat, and he was leveraged between the trunk and the back seat, holding down that baby bassinet.
Police arrested Diana Denise Schaefer and charged her with reckless conduct and a seatbelt violation.
The child wasn't actually removed from the home. There was another family member who was associated with the mother, and that family member took custody of the child just for a few hours while she was booked into the Gwinnett County Jail and has since bonded out. Right now, she's not looking to face any additional charges. We hope this is a lesson learned from her, for her, that she, properly restrained her child or any child in her care.
And police say Schaefer was going to give that baby bassinet to someone else. Now we have reached out to the Georgia Department of Human Services to inquire whether or not her son is back in her care. We're waiting to hear back. We're live in Gwinnett County. Mary Smith, Fox 5 News.
So many people talking about this viral video. Mary, thanks so much.
Ooh. Okay, let me. So, bad decisions. She didn't have room. She should have got that thing shipped to her. This wasn't child's play. So Georgia mom was busted after getting caught on viral video driving down a local road with her 12-year-old son sitting inside the trunk of her Dodge sedan, according to police. Diana Denise Schaefer, 36, was charged with reckless conduct and issued a citation for a seatbelt violation after cops eyeballed the footage on social media Sunday and tracked her down. The video referenced Gwinnett County, but it's unclear exactly where it was filmed or when the incident occurred, the department said. There was a large object in the trunk along with the child. In the images, the child could be seen in the vehicle's trunk. Cops tracked down a car which had an out-of-state plate and caught up with the driver in her home in Duluth on Tuesday. Let me just pause this. on Tuesday and placed her under arrest. Schaefer allegedly told cops that she had the boy sit in the trunk to make sure a baby's bassinet she had purchased online didn't fly out of the car while she was driving, and instructed him to hold on to it, according to police. She was booked, okay, and the boy was placed with relatives. Police said she posted bail on Wednesday. So, now she's going to face charges. They did allow her to pretty much keep her son because it was more a bad decision, reckless. It was a mess. Leo, your thoughts?
Girl, it was a dumb, hot, stinking mess. Like, how stupid can you possibly be? I mean, yeah, I ain't got nothing for it. I don't. Diva, we are a certain age group, so how we see things and how people younger see things is just not the same.
Right.
That would have never been my first go-to thing because I couldn't fit it in the trunk where I picked it up at. Would be, I'm gonna put my child in the back seat and have them hold it. You go to the store, get you some ties, like you tie it down. I mean, whatever. I'm good.
Yeah, just a bad decision. Bad decision. Felicia?
Another case of poor judgment, just not thinking things through, not being smart, and endangering others in the process.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Hot mess. E?
E's sleeping, I think.
Oh, she is? Okay. Savannah.
How quick we forget that everything is videoed nowadays and quickly put on social media. Unfortunately, this mom is gonna have to live with this video forever. It's unfortunate and just sad. Yeah, I have nothing for her. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. I'll come back to the middle line in a minute. Katrina?
Yeah. What she did was totally stupid and reckless, bad judgment. But I was thinking that he was younger than 12. He was 12 years old. And he was supposed to be lying on the seat with the thing, but still, the thing could have flew out and hit somebody up in the car whatsoever. It could have flew up and hit him in the face or something. But, like everybody said, that was just bad judgment on her part. Hopefully, she did learn a lesson because we all did some stupid stuff that we shouldn't have did with our children, like just crazy stuff. Put it that way. But hopefully she's learned her lesson from this, and because I'm quite sure she do not want to go back to jail, especially in Georgia. Well, nowhere rather, but especially in Georgia, especially Gwinnett County. So hopefully, she won't do that again. And like you said, get Amazon to deliver the thing to whoever you was getting it from, Kohl's, whoever they can ship. They can ship. You can't fit that in your car. And when you saw you couldn't fit that in their car, you should have just told them, look, I'll come back and get this later, or get somebody else to come pick it up, instead of having your child out there, because anything could have swung in the car and hit him in his face. It don't have to be her car. It could have been somebody passing by with, something could have fell off their car. Like I said, hopefully she make a better decision than let her child ride in the car like that again.
Yeah.
Hope she learned her lesson. That's it, y'all.
You're right. So many things could have happened. A rear-ended car accident. But you know how stuff be flying around,
Yeah. Some could have just flew around and hit him in his face. Tires fly off people's cars all the time, and a tire be moving real, real fast and just take your whole face in. So he made it out of that, thank God. Hopefully she won't do that again, and because that was just ridiculous and stupid. But either way, bad judgment.
Dr. Love?
Yes. I just could not believe it when I seen it. I'm kind of go in a child position and say, just imagine a poor little 12-year-old boy looking out that window like I can really see other cars. We're really on a freeway. I'm really in the trunk. I just can't imagine what was even going through his head, to have lifted his head up and just looking around. And I just, oh my goodness, I just could not believe it. But it's real. And I guess, like we all said, we've all had poor judgment. I thank God mine didn't happen with my children. It happened poor judgment with other things. But yeah, ooh, yeah, I don't know what she could have possibly thought to let both of those seats down and have her baby in the back like that. I don't know. And to say, hold on to this. Like, what if, to me, gravity would have pulled the thing and him out the car? Yeah, but yeah.
She wasn't thinking. She wasn't thinking. I mean, I've seen people put mattresses on top of cars, and somebody's holding their hand out on one side and another person's holding their hand out on the other side, and they're adults and it's still right. Oh yeah, I've seen people do that. Holding furniture out with their hand and driving and have the hazards on, and they're driving slow to get that thing there versus just paying the proper people to do the thing. Right now, when I grew up in the city, but my grandparents, my dad's parents, South Carolina, we would go every summer. Now this is 1,000 moons ago, right? But we used to all get in the back of a pickup truck. And it ain't no it ain't nothing. And we used to sit on the edge.
We sure did.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, it's terrible, but I think about what we did too and how we survived what we survived. Because that's when we would go to pick these watermelons. We were all the cousins. We would get in the back of the pickup truck. And then I remember driving. My cousin, a little bit older than us, he would drive his car. We'd be all piled up in the back seat.
Yep.
5, 6 deep. Nobody in the seat though.
That's what I said. We all in this stupid stuff. We be on the back of that pickup truck. We want to go fast when we go down a hill. So we all did some crazy
people
stuff.
with their feet dangling on the end on the drop.
Yes. Girl, that was the best time though. But we had no idea what danger we was in. We were just riding.
Yeah.
And then we go up a hill. We standing up on the truck. I mean, we standing up, on the back of the bed to go down the hill. So,
yeah, I mean, it was definitely. I really don't think in her case it wasn't malicious. It was just bad judgment, and I don't know how far she had to go.
Right.
She was just like, hold this thing. I'm not going to leave it here. I'm not going to leave it in the store. I don't ordered it. They couldn't fix it up in here. It was bad judgment for sure. In my opinion,
Facebook Marketplace. I think that's where she got it.
In my opinion, you there?
Word to the wise. You want to buy something and you got a car, go rent your U-Haul. $19.99. You can get that little truck, the little one. Okay, and you just pay 80 cents or whatever it is for the gas mileage. Not doing that crazy like this. The kids don't deserve this. You can clearly tell the boy wasn't in the seatbelt, which is the reason why she got a seatbelt violation, because the seatbelt ain't gonna reach that far back there. But it was just stupid and dumb. Praying for her.
Yeah, praying for. Yeah, Mama Misha, how did we survive? To God be the glory. Okay.
To God be the glory. By the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
Because people knew how to drive in the 80s and the 90s. Now people, I don't know where they're getting these licenses from.
Listen, and let me tell you, in the Bronx, I'm coming to you, Julius. In the Bronx, I'm telling you, I grew up. They the fire hydrants. Like in the summer,
the swimming pool. Yeah.
There you go. There you go, Dr. Love.
We did that too here in the South. They used to crack open, and we used to be right there dipping and diving. About the damn ground.
Slip and slide. That was.
Oh God, those were the days. Those were the days. Julius, you're up.
She got off easy.
She did.
And I'm gonna easily point out, especially nowadays, her being a Black woman.
She did.
She got off easy.
I
thought it was going to be an attempted murder charge.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought they was going to exaggerate and everything else. She got off easy. And that cop is like, I'm not going to charge you. But baby love, take this as a wake-up call, please. She let her off the hook with grace.
Yeah. And even allowing a family member to take care of the kid. Did we lose Julius?
I'm still
Oh,
here.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't see my screen shifted. I'm like, where you go? Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Julie.
I'm still here.
Mhm.
And that police chief, she said she's extending her grace. She got lucky.
Yeah,
And
she did.
all she has really is a slap on the wrist. And if I would take that as a gift from God, and to, like, in my opinion, say, go to the U-Haul, pay the $19.99, just pay the gas for it, and you good. Don't make any of those stupid choices no more. That's it.
Yeah. I one time had to take a mop back in the store because the stick was so long. I was like, is this like an extra long? What the heck? And it was coming from my back seat, the car at the time, but it was darn near pointed to the windshield. I was like, you know what? This is a mess. And I was like, I don't want to get stopped. I don't want no problems. And I tried every which way to see if I could make that thing fit in that car and do different. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just return it. Because I can't fool around with this. Right. So she totally wasn't thinking, Tay, you're up.
My question is, why you didn't get no truck with the trailer on it too? Why not buy that too? That'd be easier right there. Instead of like, was a Dodge Charge something, Diva?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. You come on now, you better tell that car.
Yeah. And we all know it. And things cannot fit in the Dodge Charge like there. You might as well get you a big truck, or get you like those SUV truck too, like there. That's all.
I appreciate you, Tay. She wasn't thinking. She should have just had it shipped to her house. But I guess and it wasn't even for her. But I think she learned her lesson. I came to everybody, correct?
Yes.
All right. I
Yes.
appreciate y'all. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show this quick feel good story, and then we out. I think this is a really nice one.
Can bring
You can never give or receive enough hugs. I think sometimes indirectly we take the basic things for granted. And then if it's taken away from us, we probably really realize, like, wow, right? So listen, hug somebody, okay? Don't take anything for granted. Be grateful and thank God when you can walk, talk, wash for yourself, do for yourself, still hug people, shake somebody's hand. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through for Trending Topics. Thank you for being here. Thank you again, Felicia. I'm appreciating you. And I meant to say, and Leo, for co-hosting for me there. I appreciate you. Listen, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button going out. And I'll see you next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Do not cheat the Diva or strike down. Thank you, and hit the like button out your way, and take your lunch out your train when we on the last stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Tay.
Thank you, Tay.
Y'all go.